Kevin Magpie 24/7. I hope you're all good. So, Newcastle crash out the Champions League and European competition altogether as we finish fourth in the Champions League group of death. In a 2-1 defeat at home to AC Milan last night. Yeah, a little bit deflating, but you know what? Proud, because we haven't embarrassed ourselves, have we really? Like, I feel like we've went toe to toe with the best teams, some of the best teams in Europe, and we've came out and made a good account of ourselves. I feel like we're robbed in Paris, and to be fair, like the robbery in Paris, we may or may not have went through, may have finished third or whatever it may be, but PSG wouldn't have went through. They don't deserve fuck all them. I didn't like them, but. Yeah, I feel like yesterday we kind of threw it away. We got a 1-0 lead. We're good for it. Played really well in that first half. Could have been more through Miggy. What a goal by Joe Linton, by the way. It was very reminiscent of Papi Cissé's first goal against Chelsea on that night, where he scored the outside of the foot goal. But his first one was class as well, because he flicked it up with the first touch and then volleyed it in the top corner. It's very reminiscent of that. So it was a really good goal. But yeah, like, I just feel like the second half we kind of threw it away. We just kind of, I don't know, because with the results going our way, Newcastle was second in the group. We're on the verge of going through to the next round. So to be sitting here and being like, oh well, we're out, is it's deflating, it's gutting, but it doesn't take away from the challenge that we never shied out of. And I think if we're logical about it, like, the competition showed its quality in the end. With Dortmund home and away, they've done a job on with both games. Even though we did have chances, it just didn't go in for we. The game last night, we had chances to put that to bed. In fact, I don't know how it ended up becoming like a basketball game with 20 minutes to go, to be honest, because we're 1-0 up, and then obviously they've equalised, and we just didn't get out of that. We didn't get into gear again, and it was a poor goal to concede. It was just, yeah. And then I know a lot of people on social media are going into the like the decision making of the substitutions, but they seemed logical at the time to me. Like, at the end of the day, like, we haven't made any subs in the past couple of weeks because we haven't been able to. But yeah, like, it's just, I feel like we threw it away. However, we can look back with nothing but pride. Like, it's a case of we've took on the best and we've showcased what we can do. We've avoided defeat in Milan. We've avoided defeat in Paris. Should have won in Paris, but that's, yeah. We'll be PSG at home, and obviously we've had a couple of defeats along the road as well. But like, these aren't shit teams. I mean, AC Milan were Champions League semi-finalists last year. Borussia Dortmund were within inches of winning the Bundesliga last year from Bayern Munich. Like, these are world class teams, and I just think with our lack of depth and our lack of quality in terms of, like, spending power compared to the other teams, because obviously we're restrained by FFP at the minute, but I didn't look at that as like an end of a road or anything. I kind of look at it as, you know what, we'll be back. Very similar feelings to when we lost the final against Man United last year, last season, where it's like, yeah, we lost, but we'll be back. Yeah, it's not a feeling that's gonna be gone forever. It will come back. Like, I just feel it, that's going to be the case. We've been given the hardest group. Not to mention we got given the hardest of cup draws, the hardest of league opposition from the start, the amount of injuries we've sustained. And I know they sound a lot like excuses, but this is what we've had to endure through the season. And you can go back through like the pre-season predictions and stuff like that we did on the channel, and I even says, can we handle European football? And that was going to be the main thing for the season. Can we handle injuries and stuff like that? Because my concern was the depth in the squad was that turned up against Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup. So, like, it's European football has came too soon, but I think as the War Flags banner said yesterday, like, to quote Bobby Robson, we did have dreams, and it's like we still do, and it won't be the end of it's not the end of the road. We will be back. It might take a year, it might take two, but when we do get back into the Champions League, rest assured we're not going to be there just to make up the numbers or enjoy the ride. We'll be there to compete, and we'll be there to really give it a good fucking go, because I think we'll have the players, we'll have the depth to really give it a go. And don't get us wrong, I think our first team is good enough to compete and play in the Champions League. It's just when we've had injuries, tiredness. You seen that last week against Everton. You seen it against Tottenham. Like, it is just starting to show a little bit. And obviously, we need to turn a corner. Fulham next, but yeah, it's deflating, but proud. Like, I am proud of this team. I'm proud of what it's managed to accomplish, and we got that night in power. We got that nice night against PSG, I suppose. Like, to be given the hardest group, the hardest of opposition after 20 years out of the Champions League. I think it's amazing that we've managed to hold our own, and we're that fucking close to getting through to the next round anyway, regardless of the opposition. So yeah, I feel like we did throw it away in the second half, but if you give top quality sides the opportunity, they will put you away. Liverpool did it to win the league earlier in the season at home. And AC Milan have done it last night. So yeah, it's just one of them. But we'll move on. Hopefully, with less fixtures and stuff like that, and more players potentially coming in January as well, it really bodes well for the rest of the season, and hell, we could have a good crack at the FA Cup as well. Who knows? Starts with Sunderland. Bring the fuckers on. Bring the fuckers on. Can't wait for the turn of the year to play them cunts, I swear to God. But yeah. A good crack at the FA Cup, still in the League Cup. We're in an alright position in the league, despite we're losses and we're fatigue and we're injuries. Get a couple in January, really make a go of it, and yeah, I'm still positive. Let us know how you feel. Who's your man of the match, by the way? I'd probably say Joe Linton, for his goal and his performance as well. But yeah, it's shit out the Champions League, but we'll move on, and we will be back for sure. But I'll leave yous for now. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll be doing the review after the Fulham game as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll love yous and leave yous for now, and catch yous on the next one. See yous later, everyone.